Finally, I found a very funny article on Medium.com by my tool, and it has been 20 years since Fabio killed a goose with his face on a roller coaster. Now, I don't know who out there remembers Fabio, but when I was a kid, Fabio was just a meme kind of before there were memes. Like, he was just a walking punchline. He was this very buff, long blonde-haired, chiseled, good-looking man who was famous for being on the covers of romance novels. And he was also famous for being the spokesman, the plug for I Can't Believe It's Not Butter, which is some kind of margarine or some shit. I don't know. I never ate this stuff. We never bought it. It was... But it was always advertised. It was always on TV. And it was great because he said it almost like an Arnold Schwarzenegger voice. He'd say, I can't believe it's not butter. some weird, unidentified European accent. I really don't know much about him. But anyway, this article had me in tears laughing. That's how funny it is. So I urge you to check it out. And I don't even remember seeing this photograph, but you'll see the photograph back in '99 when it happened. I remember it happening, but I don't remember even seeing the picture. But the picture is just hilarious because he's dressed just very casually, just like a store manager or something. And you see his beautiful blonde hair and his face, and he's very buff, but like it's covered in blood. Anyway, he's surrounded by beautiful women who are wearing dresses, and they're like touching him and laughing and trying to put him at ease, but he's just like humiliated because he just knows that his life is over, that he went across, this was in Virginia, he lived in California or something, so he went across the country to announce the opening of this ride, this new roller coaster, and what happens, like a goose flies right into his face and explodes and gets blood everywhere. And I didn't know, I don't spend much time around animals, let alone killing them. But I didn't know a goose would have such red blood. You think animals have brown blood or it's weird, but it's like it looks like just like if you cut a person, like just horrible red. And the goose died, and he was on the coaster for the rest of that time trying to figure out what had happened, and just totally unable. And so anyway, it's a funny story, and it's a funny picture. So definitely check it out. But as far as my memory of the event, this was in '99, and I would have been in high school. And in high school, I remember we had computers, we had internet and stuff, but we weren't obsessively on it in the same way that we are now. We had AIM and whatever, and we would turn to that, but that was like the very beginnings of chat, and we didn't stream videos like we do. And so we'd get our news from like the Tonight Show. Like that's what some people, they still go with the legacy media, but that old stuff. But I remember watching Jay Leno, and Jay Leno would make jokes about it and whatever, and everyone was joking about it. Like it was just a funny, stupid story, but I didn't know any of the details until I read this article on Medium.com. And it was like, what if it happened today? What would that look like? I mean, I had honestly forgotten about it, and I thought, Fabio was a joke to begin with, so like, it's not like he was a very serious person this happened to. But what strange, twisted turn of events to be framed in one hilarious photo, and it's always fun to walk down memory lane and think of what 1999 was like, and just hearing it word of mouth but not knowing the details, and going back and seeing the details, I'm laughing even harder than I did back then. But Fabio, he was already, everyone made fun of him, like he had the funny accent, whatever, the long blonde hair or whatever, so I mean, some loss. It wasn't like he was a scientist or something. Over and out.